I just looked and it is 7:11. Okay, so we will officially get started. I don't like to keep people waiting. Since you made it, you are here and you are meant to be here. So thank you so much for coming. If you don't already know me, my name is Christine and my partner Mel. Give a little wave, Mel. Yeah. Together we have Power in Aging. I'm just gonna let someone else in here. Um, and our company started over 3 years ago. We've been doing these guest speaker events. I believe this is our lucky 33. This is our 33rd event for guest speakers, and we've been very blessed to have some really wonderful guest speakers and talented ladies adding a lot of value to our community. Tonight, obviously, no exception. So, really excited about that. Before we do jump into our presentation, I do want to let you know if you're not familiar with our program, we offer different types of master classes and workshops. We help women who are in midlife, who are kind of feeling a little stuck and not quite sure where they want to go, what they want to do, who they want to be. We help them to find themselves, and we kind of go from an angle of both life coaching and health coaching, and really tap in on a deeper level with communication and spirituality, and from everything from the physical, mental, emotional, hormonal stuff that we go through as we go through midlife. We have a 1 day, we calling it a retreat. It's a 1 day retreat coming up on July 27th. So in about a month, it's going to be about 45 minutes from London in Alvinston, Ontario on Mel's Farm. So it's going to be a wonderful day of nourishing your soul is what we're calling it. If you want more details, please do get in touch with us for that. We'll be happy to send you out the schedule for the day and see if it's something that you'd like to join us with. And the other thing we have is our 1 year online membership program, which is a great way to really feel a part of our community. Every month is a brand new theme, and we bring it to you via our live group coaching program, as well as our intimate little groupettes where members get to meet up with each other, following a format and giving each other lots of support in the community, as well as our power hours. And you also get your own personal online portal with lots of recorded, videos and challenges and coaching questions and all of that stuff, so that the self-development starts, and you can really start to discover who you are. So we love our program, we love our members, and we would love for you to learn a little bit more. If you're interested, to please reach out to us, and we would have a nice little one-on-one chat with you and see if you think it'd be something that you're interested in joining us with. All right, so that is Power and Aging, and back to our guest speakers. This one I'm super excited for. Mel has actually met Miia, so I'm going to pass it over to Mel at this point to give her the introduction.
Yeah, we've been working on trying to get Miia and her serene sounds and her crystal bowls here for a while. So we're excited. I met her, I think it was last year at a retreat that I had gone to, and I think it was my very first singing bowl experience. And it was just we were in a little cabin. There were probably 10 of us, and it was like the vibration of the sound, and it was just so lovely and intense, but calming, and I don't know how to explain all that, but it was just so beautiful. And so I was really happy to get in touch with her and that she was able to do this for us. So I'm really excited. Miia, please tell us a little bit more about yourself and a little bit more about your what you do and what you now where you're located now too in London. So
Yeah. So I'm now living in London, Ontario. Well, I actually grew up there. But I've been traveling lots and just getting more certifications and stuff like that. But now I'm finally back home for the summer, so I'm super excited. I got certified in crystal bowl sound healing about 2 years ago. And ever since I saw these things, I call them my children. I have them set up right here. Ever since I saw them, I'm like, I'm gonna bring these everywhere with me. I also teach yoga, and I don't teach a class without them. I just think that being able to combine movement and stillness and sound together, there's nothing better. So I'm just very, very passionate about what I do. And I'll tell you guys more about myself, but first, I would like to open up with just a very short sound bath, just to get us all settled. We've all gone through our days, you know, we don't know how all of our energies are right now, so we're just going to collectively slow it down, come onto the same plane. So, um, let's get comfy. If you guys are okay with having a sound bath sitting up, you're more than welcome to do that. If you would like to turn off your cameras, lay down, grab a pillow, like whatever makes you most comfortable, that's all that matters. Um, and you guys are already muted, so that's perfect. So let's just take a few seconds to get nice and comfy. And when you're ready, just closing your eyes, relaxing the shoulders, relaxing the jaw. Maybe doing a couple of shoulder rolls, just releasing any tension that the body might be carrying. And settling in to this space. Let's take one deep breath in through the nose and let it go. Once again, inhaling through the nose and out through the mouth. Big, deep breath in and big breath out. Letting go of the day. Becoming more and more aware of where you are now. Taking in the present moment. I'm breathing in. I'm breathing out. Know that you are exactly where you need to be. I'm breathing in. I'm breathing out. Fully settling into where you are. Whether you're sitting up, laying down, just becoming heavier and heavier, releasing all of the the muscles, all of the tension. Connecting with the ground that you're on. I am exactly where I need to be. Taking 2 more deep breaths, slowly coming back to the room, inhaling, letting go, and last deep breath in, fully coming back to the room. And when you're ready, gently opening your eyes. Hmm.
That was so beautiful. Goodness.
Good, I'm glad.
Amazing.
And if you have your camera off, please feel free to turn it back on when you're back in your spot. We're gonna do another sound bath at the end. We'll go a little bit deeper, but I didn't want to make you guys fall asleep at the beginning, so. Was everyone able to hear the bowls? Okay, good. I know some people maybe
One
not.
person may have had trouble. Could everybody else hear okay? It's gorgeous. Oh, that's beautiful. You might have to check the different audio settings on for you, Kim,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
Perfect. Okay, I'm gonna share my screen and we can get started. Okay, can everyone see my screen? Perfect. Okay. So, thank you so much, Mel and Christine, for having me. I'm very, very happy to be here, and thank you for all of you to coming today. I am so excited to share everything that I've learned, and I really hope that you all can take many things away from this speaking. I'm very passionate about what I do, and I'm just very grateful I get to share my gifts with you guys. Um, so today we are focusing on sound and just overall mindfulness and how we can apply sound and mindfulness to our lives. So all of the life-changing benefits with sound and movement and how important stillness is as well. So just some reminders. You guys already have your cameras on, so I can see your beautiful faces, and you're muted, which is awesome. If you have your phone near you and you can turn it off, and just be fully present, give yourself the break from the phone and everything, that would be amazing. But if not, I completely understand. And then getting comfy, which we have already done as well. So tonight we're going to be talking about what sound healing is. for those who don't know, the benefits of it, what happens when we combine movement, stillness, breath work, and the sound together. It's very, very magical. Some common myths that we all probably know about self-healing and mindfulness, and how we can incorporate the time for stillness and how important it is for our lives. And if you do have a question and you're afraid you might forget it, you can put it in the chat and then I'll answer it at the end. Okay, so a little bit about me. I got my uh, psychology degree in university. I was always very interested in the human mind and the way we react to things and all of our emotions. But I knew I didn't want to sit in a chair all day being a therapist, speaking with people. I needed to incorporate the emotional aspect, the physical aspect, and the musical aspect to it. So when I found out about crystal bowl sound healing, a light bulb went off in my head, and it has been my passion ever since. So I played varsity volleyball in university. I spent my whole life doing a lot of physical training. It was very intense, and no matter how hard I trained or how well our volleyball team was doing, I played for about 10 years before university as well. I still felt like something was missing, or like it was very hard to find peace in myself. And I'm sure a lot of you can relate. Going through school or even in your teens and your 20s, it wasn't something that was talked about. Mindfulness was not really a topic. So I felt like I was always searching, and I wasn't really able to find something. So I just had this little empty hole inside of me. And I felt imbalance in my life. So fast forward to COVID. Because of COVID, volleyball ended early, and it was a blessing in disguise. I wasn't really sure what to do with myself once volleyball ended because it was my whole life. Um, and I was so used to training so hard every day. And then I decided to become a boxing trainer because that's what I thought I wanted to do. And it was really fun. Um, COVID hit again. We went into lockdown, and I said, okay, I'm going to try the complete opposite of this. So I started doing yoga every day in my room when we were in lockdown, started meditating, discovered who Wim Hof was. So every morning I started incorporating breath work, affirmations, meditation, and yoga. And I was so dedicated that I printed out this cute little habit tracker, and I wrote in breath work, affirmations, everything that benefited me in the mornings. I wrote them all down, and I would put a little check mark when I was done. And those little check marks, you just feel so good about it. So I slowly watched my life transform, and I finally, like for the first time in my life, felt this peace inside of me that I created myself. It wasn't external, and just realizing that you are the creator of your own peace, doing all of those things, all of those little things every morning, it changed everything. Um, so from that point on, I knew I wanted to become a meditation coach and a yoga instructor. So I went and got my yoga teacher training certificate in Mexico shortly after. Um, Started teaching as soon as I got home, and I bought my first set of crystal bowls. I got them from Niagara, actually. If anyone is curious about ever buying instruments, I'll give you the information. The lady's wonderful. So I bought my first set of bowls, and I knew right away, okay, I'm gonna do my bowls in every single class, because a lot of people also are a little bit scared when they hear the word sound healing. Um, of course, I know many people in this group, you guys are amazing. You believe in it, it's great, but there's still a lot of people that are very skeptical. So I said, if I sneak my bowls into my yoga, anyone that comes to my yoga has to enjoy them. And I haven't had a single person not like them. So that's kind of when the journey began. And from then on, I decided to start my business called Sacred Soul Journeying. I have a passion for creating safe spaces for people. I believe that the world can always use more safe spaces, and we all have the gift to create that, whether it's naturally doing it, not even noticing, as a mother, for your child, for your best friend when they're upset and they need a shoulder to cry on. It's all inside of us. Not everyone knows how to bring it out, or some people are afraid to bring it out. So, what I do is I help people realize how they can do that. And the first step is finding peace within yourself to create that safe space for others. And I do it through the bowls, through the yoga, and through the breath work. Um, so I started my business a couple of years ago, and it's the love of my life. And also just helping everyone discover their soul purpose, like you ladies also help with. I think the world can use more people like that. And everyone has a purpose. A lot of people just don't know how to find it. And again, it's through that mindfulness, through the bowls, through the stillness, and just connecting with yourself because you have the answer. It's not external. So that is about me. And now we're going to get into the good stuff. What is sound healing? So, sound healing uses vibration, as we all know. If you've never had a sound bath in person, you feel the vibration through your body. Um, and like Mel said, it's a mix of intense and calm at the same time. I've had a lot of teens in my classes, and older people as well, who have ADHD or anxiety. And when I play the bowls, they say their mind goes quiet. Nothing, there's no more voices, there's nothing else. So the vibration of the bowls just helps you become present as well. So if you have trouble meditating, um, especially for a lot of first timers, the bowls are a great tool to help you with that as well. So the bowls touch on every aspect: physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual. Um, they were actually used in World War II for soldiers that were injured physically. They found that the music and the bowls, and the didgeridoo, actually, that's where it began, um, helped increase oxygen flow and performance of the brain. So they would put these soldiers in rooms and play music for hours, and there was huge increases in how quickly they became better and felt better. So it was discovered in 1896 in Australia, actually. Um, and it began with didgeridoos as well, and then eventually came into India with the Tibetan bowls and stuff like that. So the crystal bowls weren't the first thing, but they do vibrate the most when it comes to frequency and healing on a cellular level and deeper. So because we resonate so much with bowls, we are technically the same. So we are made up of light and vibration. And so is the universe. That's what we are. And so when you watch something vibrate in slow motion, it's rocking like this. Um, and once it's vibrating quickly, it all just starts to flow on the same level, almost like it's floating. So that's why everything tends to circulate a little bit better as soon as the vibration comes into play. Um, so as soon as we lack vibration in our bodies, that's when illnesses start to come up: depression, anxiety, or physical. Bowls also help with dementia. They truly help with everything just because their benefits are so general, just increasing the health in the body, in the mind, and on an emotional level as well. I've done sound baths where people will bawl their eyes out because it releases emotion as well. It opens up the heart, and it releases stored trauma. So it really is beneficial on all aspects. And I would still recommend them if you feel extremely happy. They can do no wrong. So sound healing is our nervous system's best friend. We all know that our nervous systems need a break and we need to come into restoration phase. And a lot of people don't know how to reach that phase. Sometimes we've lost it or it's really hard to maintain again. Um, So because when we're born, when a baby's crying, you go like this or you pat it on the back. So the rocking back and forth, since birth, we're used to being rocked back and forth, and that's what makes us sleep, or that's what makes us relaxed when we're upset. Um, so there's an exercise that I do every morning. You lay on your back on the ground, you dig your heels into the ground, and you start to rock your feet like this, and it makes your body rock back and forth. It's very gentle, but because our nervous systems are so used to rocking, it calms you right down. It's what we're used to. So vibrations are really just rocking, but sped up very quickly. Like I said earlier, when you watch a vibration in slow motion, it's just rocking. So vibration is just a very fast rock. That's why our nervous system love sound baths, and it makes you feel super, super calm. So I think it's really important, especially if you feel stress or anxiety in your life, to find rocking motions. Doesn't matter how old you are, rocking will always benefit you, and especially with the bowls, because it's basically rocking on steroids for your body, and it's not overwhelming. It can totally help your nervous system relax and eventually help you get rid of anxiety or anything that is stressful that you might be holding on to. And now we're going to speak about voice, because sound healing also comes from within, not just the bowls. So, oming, I've seen many videos of people holding their babies up against their bodies that are crying, and the vibration that we create with our bodies, calms the baby right down. It creates this micro vibration. So, when you it also calms your nervous system right down. And I would love to do an exercise together. There might be some echoing, but I don't even care. That's okay. Whoever feels comfortable, and even if you don't, you're in such a safe space, and we're gonna have so much fun. We're all gonna unmute if you're okay with that, and we're going to ohm together. And I'm gonna show you the difference of when we whisper, there's no vibration, and when there is an ohm, your whole body's vibrating. So if you put your hand on your heart and your hand on your stomach, and if you whisper or just go shh, you notice you feel nothing in your body. Shh, or if you whisper. But as soon as you use your voice, you feel a vibration in your chest and in your stomach. So when you ohm, you're really charging your voice. Again, you're relaxing your nervous system, and overall benefits are amazing. So when you're ready, we're just going to close our eyes. We're going to take a deep breath in. Om. Two more on your own time. And take a deep breath in and let it out. And just perceiving the difference in your body, how your body's reacting. Your hands might even feel tingly if they were pressed against the vibration hard enough. So that is a beautiful tool that you can use anywhere at any time. If you're ever feeling overwhelmed, do some ohms and it will help amazingly. Ohming and singing is very, very good for the soul and the nervous system. My grandpa is probably the happiest person I know, and whenever he's walking around the house, he's always humming or singing. And you guys probably can think of someone, or maybe it's even yourself, but it's very therapeutic to hum, whistle, sing to yourself whenever you're doing things. So I'm going to talk about the Hour of Power. I'm not sure if you've heard of it before, but this is basically what I started doing during COVID before I even knew about the Hour of Power. But basically, what it is it's 20 minutes of meditation, 20 minutes of reflection, whether that's journaling or affirmations, and 20 minutes of movement, whether that's dancing, yoga, going for a walk, going for a run, just moving your body around in some way that feels good. And if you have the time to put aside 1 hour a day, or maybe you only have 30 minutes, so you can only do 10 minutes of each, it will change everything. And even you only have 15 minutes, perfect, 5 minutes of each. There's always a little bit of time to do something. If an hour feels like a lot to you, or even if it's overwhelming, start small and eventually build it up because you don't want it to feel like a chore. It should be something you're excited to do when you wake up in the morning. And especially with the affirmations, it can be super powerful. Don't be afraid to switch it up either. Like I said, you don't want it to feel like a chore. So make it exciting. Maybe you don't feel like doing 20 minutes of meditation. You could do 10 minutes of breath work, 10 minutes of meditation. Anything that is mindful to you or you know you feel better after you do it, take the time to do those things during the day. So this is the Hour of Power, life-changing, amazing. Even if you want to write it down and put your check marks for every day of the month, I did it and it was amazing. I should start it up again, really. So I highly, highly recommend the Hour of Power. And also remembering the importance of balance. So it's very easy, I find, especially if you still feel like you have trauma. We all carry trauma. It's very important to still enjoy your life on this earth. So a lot of people tend to meditate or they want to go journeying and they go very, very deep into it and it starts to become this addiction. Anything can become an addiction. It's so important to keep balance in your life. So try something new that you've never tried before that makes you super happy. Go to an adult dance class. Go meet with friends. Do the things that scares you a little bit but makes you really happy after you're done doing it, or you feel proud that you tried doing it afterwards. So not always relying on journeying, and meditation is a beautiful tool, but I think balance is a beautiful thing as well. So creating things that still help you feel inner peace, that maybe you don't do all the time, but you feel amazing after you do it. So balance is very, very important. And some myths that a lot of people talk about that I just want to touch on. I'm sure you all know that they're not true, but just speaking on it briefly, self-healing is only for people struggling with trauma or illness. This is not true. It's so useful, especially to do when you feel super joyful, super happy, like everything is going great. That's when you have to keep going. Not letting yourself drop down, or just even when you feel like you're at the very top, that's the best time to do it because it will keep you at the very top. And self-healing means alone time. Guys, community. Community is such an important thing. Thank you, Christine and Mel, for creating this beautiful community. It's such a beautiful space, meeting other men, meeting other women that you share the same passions with, or maybe you don't even, and you're helping them get into the same thing as you, vice versa. Community is such an important thing. No matter how much you may be introverted, it's so healthy to go be around people that share the same things that you love, and surrounding yourself with people that you can share the same activities with. Doing a group meditation on an evening is such a fun thing to do. And just taking the time and putting in the effort to create those moments, I think is very, very important. And also, I forgot to write this down, but Some people might think healing is expensive, going to therapy, going to massage, all this stuff. Peace is free and you can create it. When you're going on a walk and you see a beautiful spot in the park, go sit there and go have a great meditation or go reflect, go journal, put in the effort that you know will help you feel inner peace. Don't rely on the external things. It's so lovely to go get a massage and, of course, talk to your therapist. But also, you can be your own therapist and you can create the peace. So, there's no excuse to do the work to help you release your trauma, release your stress, find yourself, find your purpose. You can do it. Everyone is capable of doing it. Here are some self-healing practices that we already spoke about. So journaling, um, writing letters to different versions of yourself, I find is very healing as well. Community, like I just spoke about, surrounding yourself with people that you love, or maybe people that you don't know, but you met them online or in a group, and you know you share the same interests. It's a very beautiful thing. And some of my deepest connections, I met them at yoga teacher training that I haven't known for that long, but I know they'll be a lifelong friend. There's always people like that that you can meet. Breath work. For those of you that are new to breath work, I highly, highly recommend it. Wim Hof has videos on YouTube and he guides you through the entire process. And the way you feel at the end compared to the beginning is light years. It's such a beautiful thing to get into. Um, it's a beautiful way to journey and to release. Some days you'll feel super energized afterwards. Some days you'll feel like you can go to bed. Um, I love to do it in the morning, or if you feel a little bit of anxiety and stress, Wim Hof is the best. Um, Meditation is, of course, super important, like we spoke on. Whether it's 5 minutes or 20 minutes or an hour, it's amazing to incorporate into your practice. Movement. Movement is our best friend. Dancing, releasing all of our traumas is mainly stored in our hips. Shake your hips. Go dance in your room alone. Go dancing. The amount of times where I've gone to bars with friends and not drank any alcohol, because unfortunately a lot of people my age love to do that. I will still go out and dance so really by myself all night and I feel amazing afterwards. And you wake up with no hangover. So highly recommend it. Ecstatic dances, there's a bunch in London, Stratford, Toronto as well. That's a great way to meet new people, and it is an amazing way to just let yourself be free. Nobody's watching you. You dance like an animal if you'd like, and everyone's on the same page. It's an amazing environment, and someday I would love to facilitate them. So stay tuned. Hopefully, I can invite you all. um, yeah, so those are the self-healing practices. And just remember how important it is to stay consistent. You are your own best friend, and I know you've heard this a million times, fill up your own cup before you fill others, but truly, especially if you're a mom, it's very, very important, or a parent, to take the time for you. Like I said, hour of power or 30 minutes or 15 minutes just to connect with yourself. How am I feeling today? Um, and again, the sound bowls are an amazing tool if you just have 5 minutes to lay down and listen to them. Um, it just really helps you connect with you, and you'll find that this does include maybe saying no to things or saying no to people. And some people, you may feel very guilty. Some people, you may not feel guilty at all. But just know that the guilt is not a bad thing. It's normal to feel, but you have to put yourself first, especially if you have a busy schedule. Take the time for yourself. And like I said earlier, keep things fun. You don't need to do the same thing every single morning. If you feel like, oh, I have to do this, do something different. Some days it may feel like a chore, still follow through, and you'll still find that you feel amazing afterwards. Okay, and now we're into questions, but before we get into questions, I don't know if the free gift was sent out.
It will be
Um,
sent out tomorrow in the follow-up email. Thanks.
Okay, perfect. So, in the follow-up email, I made you guys a sound bath, sound healing guided meditation to listen to before bed or before a nap. I call it the lullaby. So, I put a lot of love into it. I think it's about 6 or 7 minutes long, so it's not too long. Feel free to have it on repeat. And also, I released a song a year ago, almost a year ago. And it also has all of my bowls included. It has birds, it has ocean waves that I recorded live in Mexico. It's very, very beautiful. So you can look me up on Apple Music and Spotify and YouTube under Miia Bricker. And then Sacred Soul Journeying is my Instagram. I would love to hear from you guys afterwards or meet with any of you in person. So feel free to follow me. I'll follow you back, and I would love to keep in touch with all of you. Yeah. And so we'll do the questions, and then at the end, we'll finish with a meditation. And yes, it will
Someone
be.
is asking to see the bowls.
Are
Yeah,
we,
yes, of course. I just had to hold my laptop, but that's
maybe can we stop the screen? Do you want to stop the screen share so they have a
yeah.
big view? That'd be awesome. Perfect. Thank you.
Okay.
Let's see those
So
bowls.
here's my children. Um, yes. Whether I'm having a good day or a bad day, even just playing these for 5 minutes just brings me right back. And it has the same effect whether it's recorded or in person. Um, I do play them quite a bit at my yoga classes in London. So if any of you are in London or near London, again, if you follow me on Instagram, you'll keep up with all of my events. And hopefully, I would love if you guys could get to hear them in person as well.
I had a question in the chat, and I think it went directly to me. It says, "Are the bowls related to our chakras in sounds?"
Yes, so each bowl, it depends what note it is. But each bowl is related to a certain chakra, and these bowls are 444 frequency, and they're perfect pitch. So please remember, thanks for the thumbs up, Pauline. Just remember that if you do want to buy a bowl, don't buy it off Amazon. Don't, there's so many places where you can buy them. I would love to give you the info. They're very affordable, but make sure you buy in perfect pitch or you will not feel the results physically, emotionally, spiritually. It may sound really nice, but the vibration will be different, the ring will be different. So just really invest in yourself if you do want to find the right bowls because it's super, super important.
And Lori, you had your hand up?
Yeah, you made reference to Wim Hof. Is that
Yes.
so is that WIM?
Yeah, I'll write it in the chat right now. It's WIMHOF. So he's also known as Iceman. So he created this breathwork to do before you go into very, very cold water. So he's climbed Mount Everest in shorts. They've injected him with severe illnesses and he's gotten rid of them through his breathwork and his ice baths. Um, so he is basically Superman. After you do, I think it takes about 10 minutes to do 5 rounds. It can get very intense. You can start to feel tingly or lightheaded. It's very, very normal. You just you got to dive deep. You got to keep going, and you feel amazing afterwards.
Getting rid of a
Even
lot
just
of carbon
starting,
dioxide.
yeah,
Mel
even
and I
just
actually
doing
have
two
referred to
rounds.
him a few times in our program as well, maybe, and given a couple links in our power lists as well.
Yeah. So if you just look up Wim Hof guided breath work, I think they're about 8 or 10 minutes for 4 rounds. I recommend doing at least three. So what you do is you breathe in and out very deeply. You do 30 breaths in and out, and then you hold your breath at the top. First round is 30 seconds. You release it, you go again, round two. Second round, you hold it for 45. Third round, 1 minute. Fourth round, 115. He also has an app where you can time yourself though and go as long as you can. My mom got to about 4 minutes of breath hold just doing Wim Hof and ice cold showers for a few months. So it's very easy to increase, and especially in the wintertime for all the ice bath lovers, Do the breath work beforehand and you'll feel amazing afterwards.
Lori, do you have another question? Oh, your hand's down. Anybody else right now have a question for Miia? No, I'm just looking through the things because I have you pinned actually, Miia. So,
Lori.
Okay.
yeah, Lori?
So I have another question. So I have a Tibetan bowl,
Yep.
and I used to be able to make it sing, and I've lost the touch.
Okay.
So how does that differentiate between that and a crystal bowl? Because I think you said crystal bowls was pre the Tibetan, or is that right? Or
No, the Tibetan came before the crystal bowl.
okay.
Um, Tibetan bowl is very ancient culture. They're just made of two different things, right? So the sound is completely different. You still get a vibration from the Tibetan bowl, but the crystal bowls are much more intense. Especially in person. The Tibetan bowl, it sounds really nice and it does help with vibration, but the crystal bowls are just a few steps deeper, I find.
Well, I found that like it comes through your hand too, right? Like if you can get it.
Yep.
So do I use this? This how bad it is. I don't remember which end. Well,
Yeah, you use that end, and you can ding it on the side as well. Same thing with the crystal bowls. They're played very similarly. And I find sometimes if I place it on something instead of holding it, because with the crystal bowls I can play them super loud. As soon as I touch it, it stops. I think with the Tibetan bowl it's similar, so I find if I'm holding it in my hand, it's not as intense, the sound.
oh, cool. I always thought you had to have it in your hand because you want the vibration to come through your palm.
I think it depends if you're playing it for yourself. Of course, do that, but I'm used to playing for other people, right? So, um, I sometimes I'll place it on them too. My little brother has autism and he'll get really anxious, and if I play a bowl like right on his chest, he just melts. So
Yeah.
yeah,
I worked with somebody whose son had autism, and
yeah,
she said the Tibetan singing bowl was the only thing that could kind of
yeah,
soothe him.
yeah, yeah,
Interesting.
yeah. It's very beautiful.
Do you recommend, if you were trying to relax, is it more relaxing to listen to like a recording that you've done or to do it yourself? Like, are you too engaged when you're doing it yourself, or do you just do it and then kind of stop and bathe in the sound?
That's a really great question. I will play it for myself, and I find it does help. But my mom plays them as well. So if I'm laying down in front of her bowls and she's playing, it's definitely more relaxing for sure. Yeah. But when I do play my bowls in my yoga classes, I still feel like the zen that everyone else is feeling. They'll always help me relax. But receiving is definitely better.
Thank
And
you.
where are you having your classes? Like in London anyway?
Yes, so in London I teach at And Asanas. It's a newer studio. It replaced Yoga Shack downtown, if you guys know what Yoga Shack is. And then I also teach at Damien Warner. Not as often now, though. I'm more just a sub there, and I do find the environment at And Asanas is much more pure. Damien Warner is a public gym. There's a lot of different energies there, so to completely zen out, I recommend And Asanas. And I also have an event this Friday near Port Stanley. It's on this beautiful cliff in Port Bruce. It looks like Italy. I'm not sure how it exists, but it does. My close friend owns the property, so every year I do a sound bath on the cliff. I do a small yoga class and then a sound bath, and I also have my massage certification. So it's massage, sound bath, intention setting. We get to burn it in the fire. It's $60 and it's 6:30 p.m. on Friday, and then we get to watch the sunset on the cliff.
Nice. And is that where that one photo was taken?
Yes. Yeah. It's where most of my photos are taken.
Sounds amazing. I wish it was on Saturday, darn it.
Well, I'm gonna have more throughout the summer as well. But I know there is still space left.
And anytime you have those, if you want to let us know, we're happy to send it out to our mailing group as well.
Amazing.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah.
Thank you. I
Some of
really
them aren't as quite as local that can, get
yeah,
here. Others or
yeah.
can.
Yeah.
Karima's asking how long is a session? So,
So if you were to do a sound bath, I recommend at least 30 minutes. I've done up to 2 hours, but you can feel beautiful benefits from 30 minutes. So that's what I would recommend. For in person, if you were to book one, of course, the 6 minute, the 7 minute recordings will still make a difference, though, if you're at home and that's your only option.
Lori?
So the hour of power, do you recommend that done in the morning or could you do that at night? Like I'm
Sorry, keep going.
yeah, I find I need the wind down at night, so as opposed to
Yeah.
yeah.
So what you could do, I personally did it in the morning because my routine was energizing. So what you could do for the wind down, you customize it so that you know you choose what you know relaxes your body. So maybe I find Wim Hof to be energizing. It affects everyone differently. So I would maybe not do the intense breath work at night. Still definitely taking deep breaths in and out if you do want to do breath work is really beneficial before bed. So for movement, maybe a stretch instead of dancing or doing an intense workout. And then journaling is a great way to wind down or reading a book.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, of course.
Anybody else have questions at all for Miia while we have her? No, don't forget, the follow-up email will go out tomorrow and you will have ways to get in contact with Miia. So if you have questions or want to book a session with her, you'll have her email, you'll have her Instagram. I've written down now as well, your how to find you on Spotify and Apple Music. So I'm going to add that to
Oh, thank
the
you.
thing tomorrow, as well as your beautiful free gift, which we are really grateful for. So thank you so much.
Of course, of course. I'm also making a song with a producer tomorrow, so I'm hoping to release much more music. Yeah.
Oh, I'll have to definitely follow. Yes, on those apps you
Thank
can always
you.
follow. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And share.
And the bowls will always be included. I told them, I said, I'm not doing anything without my bowls.
That's your signature. I love it.
Yeah.
So, I will, if anybody doesn't have any other questions, I know we decided to finish a little bit differently than we normally do. Normally, we end with me sort of chatting, reminding you about everything. So I thought I'll do that now so that we can end with the beautiful sound healing meditation, and you don't have to hear my voice to drift off to at the end. So, I will kind of wrap things up right now. And first of all, thank everybody for coming, especially Miia.
Yes, thank you. Thank you.
Your energy is just gorgeous, as are you, and we're so grateful to have you here. And just a reminder, we would love to meet with a lot of you we haven't met in person, so please come out to our first retreat on July 27th. Please, follow us and get involved with all of our programs and workshops and memberships, and we would love to see more of you and to support you through this midlife journey. So again, on behalf of Power and Aging, thank you so much, Miia. I will let you take it away and we can drift off to the end.
Amazing. So before you guys get nice and comfy, I just want to say thank you, thank you, thank you for taking the time to invest in yourself and listen to what I had to say. You all have beautiful gifts. You are all powerful. You are all full of peace. And I truly hope that you could take something away from today. And now we get to relax. Time for the lullaby. So you can have cameras on or off. It's completely up to you. And everyone's muted, so that's great. Perfect. Okay. So again, closing your eyes, taking a few deep breaths, allowing the body to get nice and heavy. Taking a deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. Taking a few final deep breaths, bringing this peace with you throughout the rest of your evening, slowly coming back to the room. It was an honor meeting all of you tonight. Thank you so much for listening. And again, I would love to be in touch with all of you afterwards. And if you can, either give me a nice wave so I can see your beautiful face, or just send a goodbye in the chat. Thank you, everyone. Have a lovely evening. Talk to you all soon. Thank you for the heart.